Hi everyone, and welcome back to the Southerner's Northern Garden. So I've been mentioning in a couple garden tours and previous videos that I'm going to be pulling up my blueberries from where they're planted in front of the patio in front of me and planting them in a garden bed where I can control the soil pH a little better. Here in southwest Ohio, we have, at least on my property, pretty alkaline soil. And although the specific blueberries I have are supposed to be a little more happier in some alkaline to pH neutral soil, they have not been thriving this past year since they've been acclimated 1 year into the ground. So I ordered another Vego garden bed. This is the 6-in-1. I've talked about the Vego garden beds on my channels several times, and I really like them as an alternative to wood garden beds, which can be very expensive to build these days and also can be difficult to get the wood to your house to build those beds. So I have here with me a drill, which is not needed. You can assemble these with a Phillips head screwdriver, a couple pairs of garden gloves because the edges on this metal can be sharp until you get the edging added that they provide, and then a blade just to open the box. This box is around 40 pounds, so if you want to purchase these beds this fall to prepare for next spring, they're easy to store and keep out of the way, and they're also lightweight if you have trouble lifting heavy objects. After the beds are assembled, they can be easily moved to the location you need them very easily since they are so lightweight. So the bed I'm going to be assembling today is the Vego 9-in-1 bed. 9-in-1 means it can be assembled into 9 different configurations. The 6-in-1 is pretty common and their smallest one. They also have round metal garden beds if you would prefer a round one, and they also have the ability to offer a 32-inch high bed. So if you have mobility problems and issues bending over, you can assemble a bed that's 32 inches high. Of course, those will require more soil, but they're also a great alternative if you have those mobility problems. So this one specifically can be assembled in 9 different configurations. The configuration I'm going to be assembling it in is its most narrow configuration of 8 foot by 2 foot. And I'm going to put these 2 blueberries I have around my patio, which I'll transplant in another video and show you that process, and then another blueberry, and then I might plant some other stuff around it because I'm going to have some extra room. The intent for this bed was originally to put it in front of my new garden shed, but I kind of want to plan up that area to make it a little more formal, so I'm going to stick it probably to the side of the garden shed. That way it can be on the edge of the new fence I'm having installed. So let's get started and I'll show you this process. So all that comes in this is the edging for the tops, because I mentioned the metal can be very sharp. So the edging is nice because it's a very rubberized material that will allow you to bend kind of on the bed if you need to and not cut yourself. We have the 4 edging pieces right here that make up the ends of the bed like this. And then we have the side panels. So the nice thing about these beds is if you can order the 6-in-1, which allows you to do 6 different configurations, the 9-in-1 allows more configurations, but you don't have to use all the pieces if you don't want to. So you can connect multiple beds together that make the bed extremely long, or if I only needed to make this bed, say 4.5 or however many panels I needed long, I could do that and set 2 panels aside. The bed that's actually in my vegetable garden is actually a 6-in-1, and I didn't use 2 of the panels that are inside, so if I wanted to actually add 2 more panels to this, I could, to make it even longer. And I might consider that, but for today I'm going to assemble it in its basic configuration just so you can see what it looks like. Inside the container you will also find all of the washers, nuts, and bolts to finish the configuration. So if you get one of these larger garden beds, they also make a 10-in-1. They come with rods to support the center, so when you add soil, the center doesn't bend out. The 9-in-1 that I have does not include those, but if you needed them, they can be ordered as an accessory online. The standard configuration that I'm going to do is 8 foot by 2 foot, and so at that length they don't need supporting rods in the center, but if you needed them, you could order them. The configuration I will be assembling this in also uses all the materials. If you use some of the other configurations that are listed here on the back of the box, you may not use all of the materials. So it actually tells you which size and how many pieces you'll be using. The maximum is 12 pieces, but there's also a 10-piece configuration, 8-piece configuration, 6 and 4 if you wanted to form just a 2x2 bed. So let's get started. The most difficult part of this assembly, surprisingly, is actually removing the plastic cellophane type coating that they put on the outside of these garden beds. They want them to arrive so they're not scratched, and as part of the manufacturing process they attach this film to it, and that's quite honestly the most difficult part to remove. So I'm going to remove all this film and then I'll continue with the configuration. Alright everyone, I've completely removed the cellophane, so I'm going to begin the process of putting this together, and then I'll speed through it so you can see it, the full assembly, very easy. If you decide you are interested in these garden beds, there is a coupon code below where you can get 5% off your purchase. These come in white, mint, and gray. All the different configurations I mentioned, and they have an estimated 20-year life, so you can't even assemble a wood bed for this cost and for this estimated life these days. So they provide a good amount of root space. The default configuration is 17 inches high, so that's plenty of room to grow carrots or any other root vegetable you want, and I've just found they've been really effective. My dahlia patch is doing great. I will link that video below if you have not seen it to show you kind of how I filled that garden bed to save some money. And let's get started. So you do not need but a screwdriver to assemble this. I do use a drill because it is much quicker, but you do not want to drill these screws as tight as you can because you could risk bending the Vego garden bed. And then they provide a wrench for the nut for assembly, which is really great. So all you need is a Phillips head screwdriver for assembly, and that is it. I am going to be putting on my garden gloves just because, as I mentioned, the edge of this bed is kind of sharp. The top and the bottom of the beds are actually rolled already, so those edges are not sharp, but the sides can be, and so I'm going to assemble these with these gloves on, and that's just a tip for you so you don't cut yourself. I like to start with the end pieces, so I'm going to assemble the end pieces first, and then after the end pieces are assembled, I start assembling it with the side panels from there. I put all of my screws and other components in this metal dish from 𝗟𝗶𝗸𝗲. It's magnetic, so it keeps all the pieces in there really easily. It's a great tip. If you don't have one of these, they're $5 to $10 at Lowe's. Definitely recommend for any of your home projects. So it's rather simple. You just insert the screw from the outside through the holes as they line up. Insert your washer, and then put the nut on the screw. And how I like to assemble is I will go through and put all these on hand tight, and then I will go through and tighten a little bit with my drill. As I mentioned, you don't want to tighten it too tight because you don't want to risk warping the metal, so I just want to make sure it's nice and snug. Since I've actually assembled enough of these, my garden gloves are kind of getting in the way, so I'm going to take those off to speed up assembly here. They estimate that you can assemble these beds in about an hour, which is what I expect this one to take as well. The past two beds I've assembled, the 10-in-1, which is slightly bigger than this, has also been assembled in an hour. The 6-in-1 didn't take quite enough time, and I actually assembled it in my living room on a very hot day because it was so hot, and it's so easy to move after it's completed. So I'm going to speed through these screws and show you how I tighten it down, and then you can watch the assembly in time lapse. Now you simply slip the wrench over the nut like this and tighten it just a little more with your screw. Now that the two end pieces are assembled, the easiest way I have found to assemble this from here on is to lay out both end pieces, set the panels on either side, and go through and connect them one by one. So it's easier for these to stand up and also to see how long the bed is going to be when it's completed. So I'm going to start the assembly here, and then you can watch a time lapse of its completion. everyone, so I'm completely finished with assembly. I just have to go through and tighten up each of the nuts on this because I hand assembled it or hand tightened it as I went. So I'm going to get that and then I'll show you the finished product. So when you finish the installation of this bed, you should have a few washers, nuts, and bolts left over, which is great in case you happen to lose one in the process. The last touch on the bed is this protective coating, which is a metal protected in a rubber plastic substance, and it just goes on the very top just like this, and you push it all the way around the bed, and it provides some protection for if you need to bend down. You don't have to worry about bending your hand or putting your hand into this metal. And then this just goes all the way around, and then it's done. One thing you may need that I didn't mention before is some heavy duty snips or clippers just to cut off this last remaining rubber piece here. So you just want to cut it so it's going to be even like that, and just snug it tight, and then it's all done. Let me show it to you. So as I mentioned, this is the 9-in-1 configuration, configured in 8 foot by 2 foot. So you can see how long it is here, and I will be planting several blueberries plants in them. I like the bushel and berry series of blueberries simply because they stay relatively compact but still produce a ton of berries. So we're all done. If you're looking for a garden bed next season or for a gardening project this fall, be sure to check out Vego garden beds. There's a link below, and remember, you'll get 5% off your purchase. I am really impressed with them. They're estimated, as I mentioned, to have a 20-year life. Everything that I put in them so far has grown really well. They're of course food safe. They're made of a steel, coated steel. It's called alu zinc, that allows them to have an estimated life that long to prevent rust. And of course they're coated in the white, gray, or mint green colors as available. They may add colors in the future or remove colors just depending on what's available in stock at the time. In the spring they tend to sell out very quickly. And lead times can get pretty long. So if you're wanting to start a spring garden next year or add these to your garden next year, I would highly recommend you purchase them now or in the fall and just store them in your garage. They're super easy to store in the little boxes that they came in. Like I said, this one weighed between 35 and 45 pounds, and they're very easy to move around. And because they're so light, even when assembled, you can set them anywhere in your garden and try out an arrangement and move it if you don't like it. I am actually going to go do that now. So take care, guys, and remember, in a world full of hate, be a light.